Welcome back. We're in the Demons RC shop tonight. We'll be continuing on this project, Lengthened Stampede, wheel drive, street vehicle I'm building. So I got the lighting kit in, and as you can see, it's kind of a mess still. I'm going to be adding some nice little blue zip ties here to cluster all the wires together and bind them all together in nice orderly fashion. Then I'll be using some painter's tape here, nice thin slices, to mount the wires down to the body. And after I have all of that mounted down in where I want it, routing where I want it, then I'll come back with some amazing Duke 2 Max. This is made by Eclectic Products. Great glue. I use it for almost everything in my shop. Never go anywhere without RCing, or for that matter, anywhere almost without a tube of this stuff. It'll fit darn near anything. So I'll be mounting all the wires down in place with a bit of that. And also on the little buckets where the LED wires go in, I'll be mounting a bit, or I'll be adding a bit of juke to each one of those to more solidify their, mount them in there nice and solid so they won't pop out at all. You won't have any trouble with the wires moving or being disconnected. So that's what I'll be doing to the body tonight. And I also have to mount the receiver into the truck tonight. See all that, man. It's a Spectrum SR201. I also have to take off this beans plug, which is also called the T-plug. I don't use those styles, so I'll be taking that off and adding a Traxxas plug, which a lot of my batteries run. I run XT90s and Traxxas right now on most of my, or on all of my vehicles. So I'll be adding this to the speed control. And then I also have to pick a pinion for this motor, which I'll probably go for a fairly large pinion. And I'm going to be changing the spur gear on this truck. It was more an off-road spur. It was a 90-tooth spur, plastic 90-tooth spur on this Stampede. I'll be changing that down to, I believe, an 86 spur, and I'll probably go to about a 25 pinion to start out with that. So that's about all I have to really do, and I also I'm going to research this and see if I should set this timing mark back to 0. It's set at 20 right now, which I guess is maybe the middle. I'm not sure. I'm going to do some research on this. Same thing, if anyone knows about these motors and speed controls, a Hacktronic speed control and an SMC motor, if you know anything, leave me a comment in the comments telling me what you know about them. I'd appreciate it, because I'm going to have to look that up. What else am I going to do tonight? I'm not sure if I'll get anything else done, so let's just get started on that, and I'll get back to you when I have some stuff done. Alright, we're back, or I'm back, and I've got all these wires zip tied together. You can see the zip ties, the blue zip ties all there, holding all the wires nicely together now. Hopefully you can see that good there. And I got some green painter's tape holding the wires down in the location I want them routed. You can all see that there nicely. I still have this wire here is the set button. I still have that. I have to route where I want it to and drill a hole to mount it. I'm probably going to mount it, I'm believing, in somewhere maybe here, somewhere in the back. Anyway, it'll be sticking out through the top of the body. I'm thinking somewhere around right here. Nice easy place to push it, or in maybe here, nice easy place to push it, but it's not going to get bumped by anything or any crashing or anything. So I'll probably actually put it right about here, if you can see that there. I also have the servo power wire here that I have to, basically I'll just leave that until I get the servo or the receiver mounted in the truck and all the other stuff, and then I'll do those last where I want them routed. So the next thing I'll be doing will be taking the goop and putting that on along the wires, probably some there, some there, some on these. I'm sorry if you can see that here. Some on these, there, probably a little bit there, there. Looks like a lot, but you don't need very much. The glue will go right down to the wires, touching the Lengthened body, and hold it in place. Then I'll obviously move this out of the way, give a bit more into these locations, all there, these locations, just to hold the wires in place so nothing bounces or rattles around. I might even give this control box here just a little dab on maybe the corners, just to make sure that the two-sided tape doesn't ever come off. I find it's just better to give it extra support than just relying on the two-sided tape. I've had lots of that come loose before, especially stuff that companies supply themselves. It doesn't always seem to be the highest quality two-sided tape. So anyway, I'm going to get that done off camera, and I'll probably also mount this receiver off camera, and I will come back in 1 second and show you what that looks like. All right, I've got all the tape put in place, and I've got all the amazing goop put in place everywhere. I got a little bit on the, as you can see that, it's all shiny there. Got some of the lights, the LEDs where they go into the buckets. Every probably inch or inch and a half, I've got it on the wire and going through the wire, touching the Lengthened and the paint. This stuff seems to be safe on paint. I've never had a problem with it peeling or affecting any of the paints I've ever used, so it seems always so good. You can see I got some there, I got there, there. I pretty much put it anywhere that the wire would be touching the Lengthened body to hold it in place. This will probably only take about, I don't know, I'll let it dry till tomorrow morning because I have other things to do on this project tonight. So I'm going to put this into the drying area, and I will get on to doing the receiver. I'll show you what kind of tape I use for that too. Okay, to do the receiver, I always use Gorilla tape. Here it says right there, Gorilla brand tape. It seems to be some of the best that I've found to work. So what I'll do is, before I mount it down and put the tape down, I'll wipe the area right here with rubbing alcohol, clean off any oil residue, dirt, grime, anything like that. Same with the bottom of the receiver. I'll give it a quick wiping of that. Make sure it's clean from any contaminants or oils, anything like that. So I will get that done, and I'll get right back with you. Alright, so now I've got the two-sided tape applied to the bottom of the receiver here. I just have to finish pulling the cover off there, the backing, and it's super sticky, super shiny. That Gorilla tape is the best two-sided tape in my opinion. And then just pick which way you want to put your receiver down. I chose to stick mine down just like that there. And I give it a bit of room at the front here so I can get the tools in and get my servo out if I needed. I don't want to make it too tight in there. So I just put it down and give it a good firm press. I like to hold it for about 30 seconds, you know. Give it a nice even press all the way around. And after that, it should pretty much be stuck down and good to go. And for tonight, I'll maybe not go the full 30 seconds just because you guys are going to get bored watching that. But anyway, stick her down, hold even pressure for about 30 seconds. She should be good on there then. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I believe I'm going to probably do some soldering here and get this plug done on this. Take off this Dean's plug, the T-plug, and replace it with the Traxxas. So I'm going to get that done off screen, and I will show you guys what it looks like when I'm done with that. Okay, I've got the, I took off the Dean's plug there, and I replaced it with the Traxxas plug here. And before I install it, I always like to take some of this goop here. Amazing Goop 2 Max by Eclectic Products. And I like to, if you guys can see this, here I'll make sure you can. So what I do is I take a bit of this goop and I just put a bit down each wire hole where the wires go, kind of sealing it and securing it, making it a little more waterproof, and also keeping those wires nice and sturdy in place there so they won't pop out and pull out of those, you know, locations there. I've had them come out before on these Traxxas ones. They hold in pretty good, these Traxxas plugs. The wires hold in pretty good, how they click in place, but sometimes they do come loose. So I just like to do that, a little added security there.